What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. Cheah, you are looking particularly good. Or Megan making money.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew Jack was going to have like a whole thing where we're all jacked up.
Literally all jacked up. That should be Jack's new show. All jacked up. Awful joke. Awful joke. But how are we feeling today? How's everything going? Cheah, Kelly, we'll start with ladies first. How are we feeling? How are we doing?
And then I am too all jacked up. I'm going to do, you can't see it. God, whoever said in the comments I should get a blue screen, yes, my hair looks less green because I don't have a green screen, but everything else is all fucked up. So I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'm drinking a Celsius. I'm all jacked up. I'm excited. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals is tonight. It's going to be awesome. That's really about it, Megan. I'm just kind of enjoying this dog days of summer with my dog.
Oh, that's really sweet. Cheah, how are we feeling up there? Oh, you muted? Did you
Yes, sorry. I went to unmute myself. I dropped my phone. Feeling good. Finals coming to an end, which is sad, but going to start diving into NFL futures pretty soon. So excited about that. The last 2 games of the finals, 1 or 2 games, should be pretty exciting, and trends have been sticking out, so I'm excited to discuss a few.
Trends, unders, lots of money to be made, and where should we be putting our money? You should be putting it in your Skrill wallet. It's the best digital wallet for gamblers because it was built for gamblers. Sophisticated gamblers like myself can use it to manage my bankroll. I can do it whether I'm playing poker or whether I'm obviously betting on sports. And you can manage your wallet and pay instantly and securely, and it's payments without limits, basically. You can access your bankroll instantly with deposits and withdrawals, and you can also withdraw cash from your prepaid card. This gives you access to your bankroll literally wherever you are in the world in any currencies. Also, everyone's like, Megan, this is my money. Should I be worried about putting it there? No, Skrill is constantly thinking about your security. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to share private financial details needlessly or repeatedly. So just know Skrill has your back. So yeah, download Skrill right now. Skrill.com/Barstool. You can create your free account there. And I highly suggest it. Now into the NBA Finals. Are the names wrong on purpose? Yes, the names are wrong on purpose. It's for people who don't watch the show to guess who is who.
No, I think not Cheah. Jack had a 3-cheat today before the show, and maybe he just is having a little fun at our expense.
He's not a wuss. He needs like 15 of those to really mess.
Okay, well, I'm a wuss. We all know what happened when I was in Lafayette with you. I slept for like 12 hours.
Well, it's not not bad when you get that much sleep. All right, NBA Finals. Warriors lead the series 3-2, which unfortunately blows because Cheah's season 6 is out the window, but it's okay. I'm hoping the Celtics force a game 7 and not just force it, but win it, because that would make my bosses really happy. So when my bosses are happy, generally means all the rest of the world is happy. So that's always good for the 3 of us right here. Let's see. Anywho, the Warriors gave Boston back-to-back losses, which this is the first time in the postseason that has happened. And now we're traveling back to Boston. Obviously, if the Warriors pull off a dub, this is their 4th win in 8 years, which is pretty fucking incredible. But man, let's talk to Kelly first. Do you think first that this is where the series ends, or do you think Boston makes a game 7 happen? Also, it's so crazy because like the beginning of the series, we were just talking about, and I was asking y'all, do y'all think that the Celtics are going to be tired after playing 2 game 7? And now here we are again. It's kind of eerie, if you will. So, Kelly, give me a play, and it better not be an under.
Why can't it be an under?
4. You know why we can't? Because it's the Overs Club. If you bet $100 right now on an NBA Finals game and it wins, you get an Overs Club jacket, and you'll be part of the most exclusive, most prestigious club in America. Head on over to the Barstool Sportsbook. Oh, yeah, and the EKMC. Go put that in really quick. Astros are about to go off, so you need to put that parlay into. All those promos. Boom, 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 bow, done. Now, Kelly, go ahead.
Megan just rattling off the promos today. I love to see it. You know what I also love to see? Andrew Wiggins, last game. Cheah and I don't know if Megan got involved. Cheah and I are sitting on a 60-1 ticket, which was pretty nice. So, yeah, Megan, I want to be a company woman. I love my job. I have a great time. Barstool Sports has been incredible to me. But if I get 60-1 on Andrew Wiggins MVP because he has another great game tonight, I may just say, Dave, it's okay. Boston didn't need another championship. This is 6 dimes in my pocket, buddy. No, he actually probably wouldn't care about that either. And that's the beauty of it, is we have so many conflicting personalities and teams that hate each other. Did we, by the way, figure out who Dana Beers was going to root for? Because I saw that KU was on there, and I was like, absolutely not. I cannot work with a KU fan. I refuse. That being said, tonight's pick is tough for me. I want to bet the under, Megan. I really do. Under is 14 of the last 18. Of course, I want to bet the under.
It's lower
night,
though, right?
Sorry, tomorrow night. My bad.
10.
Yes. It's really low. I would love to see, as I mentioned, Wiggins be able to step up for 2 straight games, because I do think that he would be in big time contention against Curry, who had 0 3-pointers last game. I thank you for your service, Steph. No sweat under there. I know you guys are going to make me bet this because, I have to. And it's game 6, and I have to make a pick. I do like how Golden State's defense has been playing, but Megan makes a really good point, and that is Celtics game 7. Celtics game 7. How much left does this team have in the tank? And in the last 2 games, it doesn't look like much. I mentioned this the other day, that I said you should be looking at Jason Tatum. Every single game, he's been going over his points total. So I look for him again tomorrow night. But if Boston wants to win this game, they need Marcus Smart and Al Horford to help out. These guys have not been doing anything over the last few games, and that concerns me. Golden State at home, they do have the edge. Lean Golden State. Don't bet the money line. We've talked about this before. Take the points. There's no reason to lay that kind of chalk. Or I'm sorry, lay the points. And we'll see how it pans out here. I really don't love either side. It's tough. It's tough. I'll give the slight nod to Boston with the home court advantage, Megan, in game 6 here. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this team with their dichotomy. And no, I will not take the under, just because I'm a company woman for the Overs Club.
All right, Cheah, what do we have tonight? As Kelly said, you got that Wiggins MVP in your pocket, hoping to cash it. But not tonight, for tomorrow night. I keep saying tonight, it's
because every Wednesday we have been doing the NBA. It just feels weird.
It does, but
they should really revolve around our schedule.
It gives everyone time to hop on YouTube, rewatch the show, so they can get a full gist of what we're really saying. So, Cheah, for tomorrow, what are the plays?
A couple things I want to highlight that'll affect some props is that game 5, obviously a super pivotal game. Not like a crazy close game, but the game was within reach until, about 2.5 minutes to go. If you look at the Celtics big 3, I'm going to include Marcus Smart in that. They all played 40 minutes or more. Smart with 40, Brown with 44, Tatum at 44. I would very much consider that when placing prop bets. And you look at the other side too. Wiggins played 43 minutes, Clay 40 minutes, Steph 37 minutes. So I would definitely consider that, especially on the Boston side. The Celtics are favored by 4 right now at home. Backs against the wall. I don't want to say they're a veteran team, because their guys are still pretty young, but they do have veteran presence with Marcus Smart, Al Horford. Tatum's been in the league a few years. Jaylen Brown, same thing. The prop that I like the most is Marcus Smart over 15.5 points. He's had 18 or more points in 4 out of 5 games. So I think 15.5 is very low. He's at home. He's the emotional, spiritual leader of the team. He's the heartbeat of the team. I think he's a good bet at 15.5. I think that line is at least 1.5, 2 points too low. So I like that line the most. Something I've had a lot of success with is first basket. It's a little bit muddy, though. The Warriors have scored first basket in 4 out of 5 games this series. But we saw in game 5, Robert Williams, the Celtics are traditionally a very good first basket team. Golden State is not. Robert Williams generally takes the tip. he can't jump anymore. So Draymond Green actually won the last tip. They scored first with Otto Porter, who was 14-1. I'm going to kind of hedge on this one just because Draymond should lose the tip against every player in the NBA that's taking a tip. So if Al Horford tips, I would expect Boston to win. I'm going to hedge this a little bit. I like the long shots. Andrew Wiggins at plus 800. He's their best first basket guy. So to get him, the hottest, first basket team in the series, get their best guy at plus 800 is a great value. And then for Boston, I like Marcus Smart. He has their only first basket this series. He's 11-1. I'm going to kind of hedge that way and kind of do one from each team just because the jump ball is going to be so murky.
Cheah, you have been killing. I'm curious, do you know your as far as your how much you're up on your first baskets? I know you said that if you were to roll it over and then
right.
Loss, but
I haven't honestly kept track of the actual. I can go back and look. I've only been doing them in the playoffs, so it shouldn't be too hard to do. But I'll usually take two guys first, usually two. Sometimes I'll go all in on one, but I usually do two guys first basket. Last game, we had a bit of a snafu because we had Kevon Looney, who I thought was going to start again and win the jump ball. He obviously moved to the bench, and Porter, his replacement, scored the first basket. So certainly I can come back with that.
Well, yeah, I would love to know because you have been absolutely killing it, and I love your reaction whenever they do hit because it's I don't hear you curse that much. I don't hear you really get into stuff until you hit a bet, and that's when the real Stephen Cheah comes out.
The thing about those is it's such a quick bet, so bet very responsibly with those, but the return is crazy. And I don't want to call it a sucker's bet or anything like that because I don't think that those typically exist. But if you look at the value, Jason Tatum at plus 550, he has hit a first basket this playoff, so I'm not discounting that. But I think he is the third best and by a very narrow margin of best Celtics for first basket, but his value is second. So that right there is poor value, you would think. But then you got a guy like Robert Williams who's plus 700. He's their second best first basket guy. So he's a guy that I would look for as this is a value play. I just don't really think he has a lift anymore. He did play well in game 5, but I don't really trust him in this situation. But Andrew Wiggins being plus 800 as Golden State's, he's their third highest or third lowest value. Give me him every time, and that's gonna cash more often than not as far as the other guys. So I think that when you look at the numbers, that's going to be a very interesting play.
Megan, to kind of nerd out on, in fact, what Cheah was saying is that you can actually figure out the true implied odds of some of these guys. Yeah. But what you have to remember, what you have to remember is you're going to pay a premium for certain names. And as Cheah mentioned, those guys that are, 4th, 5th, 6th best players on the team that are still going to be out there. Unfortunately, he had a bad beat there with Looney not being in the starting lineup after he was, I'm guessing, projected to be. That kind of stuff is going to happen with these longer shots. But I can promise you, Cheah's up money. He may only be 9 and 11 on these first baskets, but he's probably up 5, 6, 7 units just because if you're looking for those guys around the 8-1 to 12-1 range, you're going to make money. And it's basically what we're looking at here is what their true odds are versus their implied odds. And again, Jason Tatum at 5-1, is he going to probably make the first basket? Sure, but his odds should probably be a little bit higher based on him being the third best Celtic as far as first baskets go.
Yep. All right, Cheah, before we let you go, because we do have another special guest if he is waiting in the queue. Do you think that the Celtics bring it to 7? And what do you think about Brussels sprouts? Someone asked me to ask that.
I saw that too.
So the reason I was a minute late is I had to ask Tom Segura's very famous comedian was in on the Yak. And we did Jeopardy, which is my own version of Jeopardy, where I will give the answer, and then the host of the show will have to figure out the question. So my answer this time was Brussels sprouts, and the question was, what gives me the worst farts?
Oh, so, great.
That was healthy.
I'm also a big fan of Brussels sprouts.
They're
I
delicious.
love Brussels sprouts, but now that you say that, okay.
Extreme flatulence.
Everyone farts. It's just a thing. Okay, Cheah. Do you think, the more important question really, do you think the Celtics bring it to Game 7? If they do they win?
I do think that the Celtics will bring it to Game 7. I think it really honestly depends on the health of Robert Williams because he's such a game changer. He's a different big shot blocker, energetic. We saw in Game 5, he did not have the lift. He played well based on his, I don't want to call it condition, but like basically he was not able to really run like he normally would. He wasn't able to contest shots and things like that. If he is back and springy and has that bounce that we're used to seeing, I think the Celtics win this one pretty handily. If not, I think we're going to see an absolute dogfight. And I do expect a big bounce back game from Steph. So it is a huge blow to the Celtics.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, Cheah. I hope Steph goes 0 for again, back to back, and Andrew Wiggins comes to save the day.
I mean, he's in the conversation. I believe he's plus. I believe he's 20-1 right now. Steph is minus 400 though. Steph basically won Game 4 by himself. Wiggins was outstanding that Game 2, and in Game 5. Steph's averaging like.
There's a hidden joke here, Megan. I'm going to say for our good friend Ariel Epstein about CLV in regards to futures bets. And I'm just going to laugh quietly by myself because there's no such thing.
Kelly's over there just nerding out. And I'm going to sit over here just because I feel like roasting this dude. His name is Franklin Scott Thomas, and it says, "Nice show when you guys come on here for the money shot." I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke, but was a joke is the fact that you have 3 first names. That's funny. Okay. That's all I wanted to say there. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Stephen Cheah. We do have someone waiting patiently to come in.
Is this the last time we're going to see Stephen Cheah? I just realized that.
Oh, shit. It might not be, though. That we need a Game 7 for another Cheah.
But there's not going to be a game. It's going to be before Wednesday.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no. I guess this is the last time we see Cheah until Cheah wants to come back. You're always welcome.
Bring me on for some NFL future stuff.
Yeah, we should definitely do some NFL future shows.
Before we log out, I'm going to, everyone, all 3 of us at one time, text Ben Mintz and say, thanks for coming on, because Jack just said we have no mints.
What?
I just saw him.
Yeah, I'm sure. He literally texted me and asked me like if he would be ready today. And, he would think.
Well, he wants to talk college baseball odds, which I can do, but I think I'd much rather talk Stanley Cup finals.
Let's transition to that. Look, Cheah, if you have a pick for the Stanley Cup finals, you're more than welcome to stay. If you don't, you can leave us and go back to doing whatever it is that you do in your free time. Have some Brussels sprouts, go get your kids, whatever you want to do. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for being on all for the finals.
Appreciate you guys. No, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I love talking hoops. Next season, I'm going to be doing, with the account Trust the Data, I'm going to be doing NBA every day that hoops is on. And obviously NFL I'm going to be huge into. So yeah, follow Trust the Data. I'd be happy to make an appearance anytime you guys would have me to talk props.
That would be awesome, especially during NFL. I know that everyone, Kelly and I are usually picking sides and totals. So I'm sure everyone in the comments would love a prop or 2 here and there. So appreciate you, Stephen Cheah. Until next time.
See you guys.
All right, Kelly, you wanted to talk NHL, so Stanley Cup. As a person that doesn't bet hockey, I did mention earlier, there was one game that I bet, and it was the Rangers game. And I got slaughtered. They did score the first goal. Then I think it was the Lightning that they were playing. I don't even know. They came back and hit 3-1. And then I just woke up and I'm like, oh, $150 down the drain on a sport that I literally know nothing about. So what I need you to do is to help me, guide me, if you will, be my girl on skates and get me through the Stanley Cup.
I just realized I must sit in this entire show and slouch with this big sweater on because I'm freezing. But now where it's only just you and I again, so weird. I don't know how Jack screwed this up today. And Ben Mentz, shame on you. I just texted him. I'm going to bring you to a hockey game, Megan, and that's what somebody did for me years and years and years ago. And I was like, wow. This is why I love hockey.
It's funny you mention it. This is the only team I've ever seen play. It's a very small team in Gulfport, Mississippi. As a child, I would take field trips and watch this team called the Seagulls.
So you've been to hockey games?
Whenever I was really little, but they were.
And you don't like watching these guys beat the crap out of each other?
I do. I do love watching it, but I think it's just the fact that I was so little when I went to these events.
Yeah, fair enough.
I actually know it was a sport. I thought it was just like what people did in their spare time, like rec leagues or something. I guess I just didn't get it. It was the
well, I will say this. I don't know if you ever want to do a show on hockey because I can't pronounce these guys' last names. So watching you try to pronounce it would be absolutely hilarious because, I mean, we've got guys from like the Czech Republic, like just the American guys are easy. Most of the Canadians are easy, but like the Czech Republic, Sweden, I'm like, how in the do you say these guys' last names? This is going to be interesting, Megan. So one of the things that I was thinking of was from this angle. Colorado's been played extremely well at home, especially as a favorite. I believe they were favored in every single game at home. And I do think that Colorado deserves to be a pretty sizable favorite, but they opened up minus 200 in the series price at the Barstool Sportsbook. I was walking out the game versus the Rangers the other night, and so I immediately opened up my Barstool Sportsbook app, and I'm like, $2? What? And my brother-in-law is a huge Avs fan. Obviously, second home down here in Florida. I'm kind of like Tampa Bay. They've been fun, right? Been down here for about a year and a half now, off and on, between there and Vegas. And Vegas has kind of sucked. The Golden Knights have not been good. They traded away.
Next by Kelly to say she has a second home, by the way.
Oh, nice humble brag. Listen, basically, I see it as this. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won back-to-back Stanley Cups, and they're an underdog here. That is terrifying to me. That is going, come on, guys. Come on. You're going to bet that. You're going to bet this Tampa Bay Lightning team. But on the flip side, I also don't want to bet against them. I think Colorado has some issues, though. They tend to take their foot off the gas versus the Lightning that just are just pedal to the metal. I think you're going to see the narrative defense wins championships thrown around a lot, and that is this Avs team. I think Colorado, if they want to beat the Lightning for the series, they're going to have to play fast, and they're going to have to put a lot of pressure on Vasilevsky, and I knew I was going to say it wrong, and I don't care. They're going to need a lot of shots on goal, and I think that's what we're going to see in this series. If we see a ton of shots on goal, the Avs, by all means, should probably win in 6. On the other side, the Lightning are going to do the exact same thing, and the Lightning know they have just seen one of the best goalies in the NHL. This is a tough pick. It really, really is. But the correlation here is exactly what I said both teams need to do to win, and that is a lot of shots on goal. What do a lot of shots on goal equate to? A lot of goals. And that's what I was getting ready to say when we were doing the NBA was, why can't we have an overs club for something I actually want to bet the overs on? Like, I never get the overs club when I want to bet an over. And I want to bet the over, I think, tonight in game 1 in Colorado. Now, by all means, I don't think anybody's thinking that is like some sharp pick. That is just my pick. I haven't gotten it from anybody. I haven't seen any groups play it. I haven't gotten any good inside information. But both teams on the season, the Tampa Bay, 50, 47, and 2 to the over. Not anything extraordinary. Colorado, 51 and 40 and 5 to the over. At home, both teams are much better defensively. I expect Colorado's defense to step up. I lean Colorado on the money line. I'm not going to bet it. I'm not laying minus 162, but I do think that we see a ton of shots on goal tonight, which equates to the over. I feel like 6 is the right number. It'll probably land on a push, but it should give me a ton of action and a lot of things to root for. Since I don't really have a bias, I mean, I know I wore a Tampa Bay Lightning jersey the other night, but my Vegas jersey that I wore the last time I went to a Tampa game says Ryan Reeves on the back. My Rangers jersey that I went to MSG in says Ryan Reeves on the back. So really, that's the only hockey player I really like. Great guy. I won a bunch of money on him back in the day, and he says you should go put it all in black. I'm like, that's why
we get along.
Yeah,
exactly. I love everyone in the comments right now. Everyone seems to be big hockey fans in here, so maybe we should have talked more hockey this season or had some.
Well, I mean, we've got at least 5 games, Megan. I think that we can talk over the course of the next week. Plus, we've got baseball with you. And Cheah just mentioned, hey, it's about NFL season's right on the corner. I just got my brand new notebook because this is how big of a notebook nerd I am. I'm so happy. So it's nice and soft, and I can't wait to get to work on NFL. I've been already working on college. I'm excited for this football season. And we've got like I said, we got to get through the dog days of summer. See if we can lose all of our bankroll between now and then. And I'll try to share some WNBA with you guys as well. I can confirm The Fever. What did the Astros just do?
We're in play runs and we were already up 3-0. I'm not gonna get too excited. I'm not gonna get too excited. But I'm just gonna do a little dance, just a little dance, because here I am grinding out baseball every day, and it kind of makes me want to cry. Come on, football, come on! I'm waiting for you.
Hey, I mean, at least the teams that you're betting every day. I mean, you're just riding the hot hands right now. I keep seeing you bet the Yankees. I keep seeing you bet the Astros, and it's working out well for you.
So far, I mean, the last 2 months hasn't been the kindest, and it definitely has been a grind. But I will say, knock on wood, it has not been as bad as last season. Thankfully, my college basketball from the last 2 seasons has kept my bankroll alive. But yeah, okay. So they said, people saying yes, more hockey. Maybe we could get a special guest on to talk about.
Maybe.
This.
Do you think we could get one of the Chicklets guys? I think they're probably too big time for us, but maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
They do have a promo out right now with Score Bet, and I'm like, wait, are we allowed to do that? But yeah, I forget. Canada.
Canada. Oh, Canada. I think that's how it goes, right? I don't know.
You know, I've heard that song a lot, and some of my Canadian friends would be very disappointed that I don't know actually the words to it, besides Oh, Canada.
Oh, that's what me too. But I hope to go one day. Heard it's a beautiful place. I've seen a lot of beautiful places in Canada, but I also know that there's a lot of very cold places. And I don't do well.
Very cold places. There is very cold places. I was there in July one time and had to go buy what they call is a toque, aka a beanie, because I was that cold.
It sounds like some really bad drug, like when you mix up a bunch of stuff, and it's like, never mind. I've had a long weekend. All right, guys. Mincy did not show up, so shout out Mince.
Yeah, go to the Barstool Sportsbook. Bet some college baseball. Futures are up right now. College World Series. I figured Mincy was going to miss today anyway because I assumed he was already on the road to Omaha.
I mean, and there's people that silence their notifications. I
did text him. I said, "Where are you?" He did not write me back.
Notifications are silenced, right? He texted me today and he said, "What time today?" At 8:38, and I said 2:20, same time. And then I texted him at 1. He said, "Here." It's too late, Mince. It's too late.
We shouldn't let him on for the last 30 seconds of the show, is what you're saying?
Yeah, last 30 seconds. Jack, let him through. He has 30 seconds. It's a hot seat.
Okay, I literally was on another interview and looked up and I'm late, and that's my fault because I love y'all and I would rather y'all's is more important. I looked down and realized I was 7 minutes late. I'm sorry. Omaha's going to be awesome. Oklahoma's undervalued. Ole Miss is not a fluke. We have 2 really good starting pitchers. I think we're going to make a run. What's interesting is the futures I've got on them plus 6,000 and Arkansas plus 2,500 because Tennessee was so overvalued that the futures market was just right with all this great value. Notre Dame, Kelly, 48-1 to win it before last week. Now they're plus 550. I mean, how crazy is that?
That's just insane. That's insane. That you don't see that happen in a week and a half. And honestly, I'm looking at this Notre Dame team trying to figure out if it was a fluke. If you think that they're the real deal, are they worth betting against? Because you already know I'm going to bet against Texas. We already knew that. Texas is overvalued already.
Thing with Notre Dame, they got a ton of experience. They've got a lot of older COVID guys that are at extra year eligibility. A lot of 22 and 23-year-olds. There's a lot of rumors their coach is about to go to Florida State after, so I wonder how that could affect them, hearing all that stuff. But, I think they're the real deal. I mean, last year they lost in a 3-game super regional to Mississippi State, who won it all, and that paired them to go to Knoxville. I think they should have been a top 16 seed. They have a very good chance. What's interesting, the favorites are 4-1, and the last team's 8-1. I mean, anybody literally can win it of these 8 teams, and you don't see that in sports like that, everybody being that bunch together. But I think Notre Dame's very good.
Man, so are you going to keep betting the Dogs throughout this next week or two? I mean, the Dogs have just been barking like crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to keep trying to fire them. Definitely. I think that's how I got here. Yeah, I texted Kelly about it, the 36-1 4-teamer. That was straight out of the Kelly Blue Book, though. Kelly does those long shot money line parlays where you in college football. I mean, literally, same theory. And Notre Dame was plus 255 against Tennessee, and so putting that in there just made the odds crazy. But yeah, again, it's fun because let's be honest. We're sitting here in mid-June. I've been part of Pick Central since November 2020. Never won the monthly leaderboard, and I've been here about 18 months. So it's pretty damn pathetic from where I'm sitting. And right now, seeing plus 49 units. But I mean, I mean, I've blown some stuff before in my life, but if I don't win this month when I'm up 50 units, man, I mean, it may be time to hang it up, So
very good point.
I might since I'm sitting like third right now. I've already won in 3 months. I'm gonna start putting together just like a ton of parlay pluses, just every day, like plus 4,500, and I'm gonna come and get your ass. Just
Dude,
like
do whatever you want to do, man. I hope you hit 45, 50 to 1 parlays to your heart goes. If I lose and you hit easy parlays, then you know what? God bless. That means you made some money. But
all right, man.
That's
College World
I'm
Series
hoping to win this.
Starts
it's gonna be
on
fun.
Friday.
I leave Thursday. Friday is Oklahoma A&M at 1, Notre Dame, Texas at 6. Saturday's Arkansas, Stanford 1, Ole Miss, Auburn. It's going to be hotter than hell out there. Like it's like mid to high 90s for these day games. That doesn't sound the most fun. We've got a good crew going. Carl and Jake Arrieta from Starting 9. I've never met Jake, but that's gonna, that'll be interesting. His son's actually playing in a big. Chris is coming. So the plan is Carl and Jake, Casey Smith are going the first wave, and then Chris is like coming second wave on Sunday and doing Sunday to Thursday with me. And I'm excited to have poor Chris. I mean, he's so dialed into the Tigers, and just every day is like the most depressing ever because they literally, like, I might as well be hitting for them. They can't score. And so Chris is a new experience to see something. And I'm really excited to do some content with him. I know y'all do stuff with him, and he's just like a really positive, good dude. And he announced a video that he's coming to Omaha last night, and the reception on Twitter was insane. So, we're going to run around together. I'm staying until next Friday. The championship series is next Saturday through Monday. If like Ole Miss makes it, or maybe Arkansas or A&M, I'll stay the whole time. But a lot will depend on the championship series matchup. And then, all right, Kelly, I'm going to your old stomping. I'm going to your old stomping grounds in Vegas right after too.
Love that. Love that. It is going to be, you think it's hot in Omaha. Just wait till you get to Las Vegas in July. What are we betting tomorrow and Saturday? Have you locked in any bets yet?
So, I mean, I hate to say, I've got this A&M future, but like I actually like Oklahoma against them because Oklahoma with Jake Bennett, they got a really good lefty ace. They got a closer in Travis Michael that be available to pitch 2 or 3 innings. He throws mid to high 90s. He looks and he locates. He looks like a major league guy. And A&M starting pitch is weak, so I'm a little worried about that one. The Notre Dame Texas one, Texas is minus $1.30, but I still think I may be a sucker, but I kind of lean Texas because they've got a great ace in Pete Hansen, a lefty. He pitched a bad game against East Carolina, so I kind of think he's going to bounce back. So as of right now, I'd like Oklahoma and Texas. I don't think I'm going to bet Oklahoma because I don't want to cheer against my future, if that makes sense. It's like conflicting, but Oklahoma would be my pick right now on that one.
All right,
man. Saturday, I like Saturday, Arkansas and Stanford or pick them. I think Stanford has had the weakest draw ever to get here. They beat Texas State, the Super Regional in 3 games. They beat the regional, and then they beat UConn in 3 games in the Super. Stanford lost their first games. They lost the first game to UConn, and they lost their first game to Texas State. I think Arkansas with Connor Nolan pitching, their ace who shut down North Carolina, them at Pick'em I think has value. And then Ole Miss is like a slight favorite against Auburn. I mean, we all know. I mean, we know where that. I mean, of course, I'm going to take Ole Miss, but I do like Ole Miss as a 1-2 pitching combo, and Dylan DeLucia and Hunter Elliott that is as good as anybody's in this tournament, and they've been great with DeLucia pitches.
All right, man. Who is going to be the redemption?
I'm sorry I was late. By the way, I feel really bad.
You should feel really bad. You know what? I promised my dog I would be off this show by 2:30.
Oh no, Coco! I'm sorry, Coco.
Okay, really quickly, Ben. Who is going to be the redemption team to give to Dave? What team are we giving Dave for him to go spend $500 on merch? Who are we giving him?
So Dave already selected. He's got Stanford 12-1, and he took him.
So he's not listening to you.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, so because I was on the rundown, and I was on Portnoy show. We've been talking a bunch the last few days because he's been in the office, and he's on Stanford 12-1. And I was like, look, they got a lot of talent, but they play a cream puff war to get here. I really don't want to see Stanford win though, because people debate was Tennessee bad for college baseball? They're like a villain team, flipping everybody off and talking smack. That's not bad for college baseball. People care. What's bad is when private schools that bring 800 fans to Omaha win the title. And that's what Stanford does. They're a private school.
I don't know. I've been to Stanford for a football game. It was pretty desolate. I'm not going to lie.
You went to Didn't you go to K-State Stanford this year too?
Yeah,
Did they
I
bring
went to
anybody to
their.
Dallas at all?
Maybe they had, I don't know, a couple thousand people there, but that was about the same as when I went to Stanford and K-State laid an egg on the road. So it's I don't know. I'm with you. I don't want to see this school do anything great.
No.
Like, why do you even have a baseball program? I'm shocked. Just go play golf or something.
I'm pretty
No,
sure.
they're awesome too. I mean, Stanford, like across the board, them in Texas are like top 2 as far as what that cup is that counts every college sport. Like they're all over the best. But it's just the grow the game thing. It needs the big fan base, the big SEC, and Big 12. The big fan bases that care.
I agree. An Oklahoma or Texas win would be really huge, probably for college baseball.
Yeah. Those would be great as well.
With a name and a mascot like the Trees, you probably shouldn't expect much from Stanford.
They're called the Cardinal, no S.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, why
they got some dude there. I mean, they got a freshman from Jackson, Mississippi that like went to Stanford. That's like their cleanup hitter. Then he comes out the bullpen and throws 97. They Braden Montgomery, and I mean they've got some dudes on that team.
Essentially,
what's up?
So he's essentially like Ohtani light, but
but it's just like funny. I mean, you got to respect the kid that grows up in Jackson, Mississippi, and gets to Stanford. I mean that is
absolutely. And before we leave, y'all just remember it is time for the Overs Club, the most prestigious club in America. If you bet the over for the NBA Finals and it wins, you get the jacket. Everyone wants the jacket. It's a beautiful piece of merchandise. I got this one today. I got this one because I bet it. So I had to wait like the 8 weeks that it takes to get the merch. I had to do the whole thing, but shout out Hank. This bet hit. I put like $100 on it. It was like plus 450 or some shit. So Hank made me some money and got me this super sick sweatshirt.
Yeah, I can't even wear my Erica sweatshirt because it's blue, because whoever said in the comments to get a blue screen, I'll just be completely digitalized.
But before we leave and before everyone goes, don't forget about the Overs Club. And then I'm putting all of my money into my Skrill account. Remember, Skrill is the best digital wallet for sports gambling because it was created for us by us. So create your Skrill account now at skrill.com/Barstool. Thank you for coming, Mincy. It better late
I
than
would say last time I pod, I really did not mean to do that. What are y'all summer? Do y'all have any fun summer stuff going on?
At the moment, I just got back from seeing my mom over in Mississippi, so I was over in your stomping grounds for a little while. So I'll be back in the beautiful state of Louisiana for quite some time. And as far as Kelly, I'm not quite sure what she has planned because she did take a beautiful vacation about, 3 weeks ago. I'm sure you wish you were back already.
I do wish I was back in Costa Rica already. Going to Key West here in a couple weeks for 4th of July, my favorite holiday. Speaking of 4th of July, Mincy has some 4th of July merch, and it's my favorite one, MILF. Man, I love freedom. Go over Barstool. Go to the Barstool store. Pick that up. That is fucking awesome.
The Portnoy show stuff was really funny yesterday.
I just saw you and I just saw Billy arguing, and are y'all mad at each other?
I always did the MILF, like, man, I love fall, man, I love football. That's like one of my hashtag things I do. And Billy just like steals my intellectual property, and I just look up and he has a man, I love freedom shirt. And he lives across the hall from me. I thought he was my friend. We spend so much time together. And so we had it out. And Dave agreed. I was like, the only real solution to this is that when the Man I Love Fall shirt comes out, Billy and Pardon My Take have to promote it and help me get sales. And Dave's like,
the only real solution. The only real solution would be a rough and rowdy. Billy's second bout. Mince's first time in the ring. Jack,
I'm here for that.
The people want it. The people want it.
The people are gonna be waiting like patience on a monument for that matchup.
I don't know.
39-year-old me against Bill.
They do got that bag, bro. You can get it too. All right, y'all. See you next time on Monday. It was great having you.
Thank y'all for having me.